All right, so let's start. Welcome back to the table. Let's start the next round. All right, just to assess, we do have one minion that's trying to break out. We're still a bit far away from him, and that's a problem. But our cleric is still alive, and will be at least for the short time in the future here. Beyond that, we're getting ready to try to close out some of our quests. We're trying to move to do some mining, but I have some minions that are in my way, so I got to be a little mindful about that. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. For upkeep, we have to process an affliction. So our cleric is taking 1 damage. She's now down to 3 health. She would have died if we didn't pull off what we did last time. Unchannel any abilities. The divine healing is exactly what it's talking about. It was red, so it had to be channeled, and now it's unchanneled, and it's available for her to cast again. It'll cost her 3 more essence if she wants to do it again. And draw the top card of the encounter deck. Let's not forget that this time. Event. The heroes hear a loud crash. Then what sounds like a thunder is heard throughout the corridors. A guardian has spawned in the dungeon. Spawn 1 guardian if the limit has not been met. Otherwise, discard this and draw another. We are definitely spawning a minion, or a guardian, and it's going to be a level 1 guardian, because we are in the level 1 dungeon right now. So one of the 3 guardians is spawning. Look at how big that card is. Roger contacted me today. I forgot to mention that. I know I'm being crazy with my okay, so sorry about that. Roger said that there is a way to reduce the terror level track, but it's a spoiler that happens. I guess it gets revealed to me, and so he wants me to keep playing, and it might get revealed. So that's awesome. There's nothing. I was just wondering, like in the rules, like during Celebration Day, does the terror level go down? But anyways, that's really awesome, and he's already talking about an expansion for later this year. Also awesome to hear. Okay, level 1 guardian. Let's Razor Fang. Okay, he is. There's nothing elite about him. This is all just flavor text. So the 3Q for his movement means he moves quadrants. He does not just move, 1 space at a time. He'll move a whole quadrant. And a quadrant in this game is interesting, but it's like these little, like that's a quadrant, this right here. And this is, so there's 4 quadrants per board. So he moves a whole quadrant, and he'll move 3 of them, in fact. So we got to spawn him in. Where's the D8? Oh, why can't I find it? Here we go. So he's spawning in on the 1 spot. And then Razor Fang, of course, he just shows up in the queue back here, like this. And I don't know what color base we're supposed to use for him, but I'm going to use a purple since he's elite. Okay. And the 1 spot is right here. So when it's his turn, he's going to move. He'll move along the path to the next, so he'll move along the path to like this set of bones. And then he'll move along the path, So you actually still roll the die on which direction he goes. But once he spots a hero, then he stops moving along the path, and he still moves a full quadrant at a time. And basically, he just attacks a hero instantly. So to take this guy down, we're going to need to think about what heroes we need to party up, because we want to take them down. So here you can see, like, our paladin would be really good, our archer would be good, and so would our wizard. So maybe the archer and wizard can work together, and then this part I'm not so sure about. But we could even have all three of them work together. The problem is we have the orc archer who's also trying to raid the village. So this is bad timing to get this guy. And then the other thing I was advised is that sometimes these guys take up more than one square. So even though they're on a stand, they could be large monsters. So I was told to at least pay attention to that. But I don't think that's an issue with Razorfang here. All right, well, only 3 of them are going to spawn. And this is obviously the first of the 3. It is our quest. Like, we don't finish our level 1 quest until we take him down. We do need to band together to take him down. And, yeah, the timing is a little bad. But when is it ever a good time to have a guardian show up? Okay, we did the encounter. Now we're going to do the guardian roll. So there's a chance another one may show up. The number is 15. I rolled a 12. We got close. And as always, this goes down. So we're now down to 14. All right. And I was supposed to put the initiative tokens out. So I would have done that before we knew the guardian was here. So no worries there. I think I would have had the mage go first, and then I would have put the cleric second, because we're going to want the dog to help her, and then I think I would have just rolled with the punches. So our miner, rogue, and then hunter, and then last is paladin. All right. And so I didn't do this in a way that would have allowed us to gang up on our guardian down here. The fact that the guardian moves 3 grids or 3 quadrants is, that's bad. I mean, he's going to get to us quick. Guardian battles are in the hallway. So I'm pretty sure those are not to the death. Let me look real quick. So it's confirmed. If you're not in a chamber, it's a one-time attack. So when you form a party to fight a guardian like this, you're basically, yeah, it's going to be tough. Because you may spend one of your actions just to move up next to the guardian to attack it. And then that's it. You get one set of attacks. And so this guy's got 7 health. So to take him down is going to require multiple attacks on him. That's brutal, to be quite honest. Okay, so we did the guardian, and now we're at the hero phase. So let's give that a go. Okay, number 1 was the mage, or the wizard. Now the wizard is likely going to get attacked by this guardian because the guardian is going to move along these corridors, and if he ends up here, he could see the wizard. But the wizard, if he's in a chamber, he if he's inside the chamber, the guy won't spot him, is what I'm trying to say, because the chamber has walls. The guardian still has to see you, just like any other minion would see you. It's just that he moves whole quadrants at a time. And so we're going to have to do something about him. And so my plan is I want to go into this chamber. It's going to be level 1 monsters. I'm going to tick it on with my wizard, who has 2 weapons. He has the key. He's the only one that can open these doors. And let's start finding our quest items, right? And then as far as everybody else goes, I just need to start moving them towards the wizard, because if I'm going to do a showdown, we're going to do it there, right? And we still have this orc archer problem. Okay, so for the wizard, I'm going to roll, and I rolled a 4, and he gets a 2, so it's 6. That's more than enough. I didn't even need to roll, actually. We're going to go, now I could, if I want, actually try to go into one of these lower doors, but let's just go into this first one. And yes, I know it's not in the rules, but I do like taking the door away once I open it. If anything, it just makes it so my camera doesn't bounce crap around. And to be quite honest with you, less doors on the board makes it easier for me to see what's left. I sort of like it. In fact, I'm trying to think of an option of playing without doors at all, because the doors look too much like everything else. I think maybe the Ultra Quest doors would be a good option, but okay. So I'm going to do it by himself, so let's reveal. He's on his first of 2 actions, and it's an empty chamber. That's even better. So all that hubbub for nothing. And then the quest item is a wine bottle. So we got one of the 2 quest items we need to win. All right. To do that required all of his movement. So now we could possibly move into another room. So let's do that. That's not going to do it. He gets to move 3 spaces. So I could go 1, 2, 3. But if this guy goes up to here and then takes the green path, he will see me, because he'll follow the path on his way to the next quadrant. I don't know if I need to let that stuff scare me, but yeah, let's just go 1, 2, 3, because his movement stinks. And rolling a 1 stunk even more. But yeah, we're just going to have to live with it. His turn's over. We already got half the quest done, so that's good. Number 2 is the cleric, but I'm going to initiate the Ubu, our dog, first. And Ubu is, well, and I wanted to show you, this is Mindy, my dog, right there. She's always faithfully watching me play. And anyways, thank you for indulging me there. She's a great dog, and sometimes gets mad because I spend too much time playing games and don't play enough with her, but she's really awesome. Okay, let's do the dog here. Roll. Roll that beautiful bean footage. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 is more than enough to get into town. So the dog is in town. We're going to spend 100 for an elixir and 100 for something else. Should I restore her essence? I'm thinking yes, because now that she has the healing spell, we're going to restore her essence. So, because she can just heal herself and then give herself the essence back. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take the elixir and the ochre juice. All right, and he's going to carry those back. A torch, by the way, I think is 100. Yep, a torch costs 100 as well. Would be nice, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off. Also, I can get more pickaxes if I wanted, stuff like that, but I don't have enough money. So now we're going to roll again, and I got a 3 plus 6 is 9. So let's see what he's going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the cleric can just move past the dog and pick up the stuff, because remember, trading is free. And that's who's going next, is the cleric. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend 3 essence to cast this spell, which is going to heal her 4 health. So I made a mistake last time, because as you can see, she's down to 3 right now. She was at 1. She should have been at 5 and be down to 4. So I only healed her 3 last time. So now we're going to heal 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's 1 away. And then this is going to cost 3 essence. 1, 2, 3. Like so. And she's going to move. And I'm just rolling awful with my movement here. I rolled a 1. She gets a +2. It's a 3. And I'm going to roll again. Another 1 +2. She gets 6 movement. So the only good news is she is going to get healed at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the way, she passes the dog. She's going to consume both of these. And And then what that does is that gets rid of her bleeding. So this is now gone. And her essence is back up to 10. So she can use her healing spells in the future if she needs to. And unfortunately, that's her whole turn. That was awful movement. Excuse me. So next is the knight. Okay, the knight's in a pickle. We were heading this way into this room, but this wolf turned around and is now woken back up. So I don't know what I want to do about that. The wolf has scepter combat, so it doesn't use the sword combat that the knight needs or wants, and it could be a bit of a problem. And of course, the wolf will turn into a raider, which is the bigger issue. It is possible the wolf won't go that far north. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do a move. And I rolled a 4, which is at least better than the 1s. And he gets a +2. So let's put the camera up here in a way that's not going to bump things around. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the +2. Yeah, if he goes here, he's definitely going to be in the path. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he'll be far enough away that he won't get spotted. But if he goes up the blue trail, yeah, we're in trouble. So I'm going to roll again off camera. I rolled a 4 again. So that's more than enough to get there. And it's mining site A. So that's awesome. Now, could I mine during a move, or is that its own action? Let's look that up. So, move and mine. Okay, so we can do all that as one action. So we are going to get to mine this turn. And the revealing the mining site is one of the free things over here. I don't know where it is, but it's definitely one of them. Here we go. Reveal the mining token. That's a free thing. And then you can even keep moving. So if it was a dud. All right, so it's not a dud. We're going to mine. Yay! So we're doing mining site A. And remember, I'm doing this a little out of order, but we're going to see if it degrades. And it does not. It's a 5. I needed a 12. But we got that out of the way. And then the mining site is this one. So we draw 3 at a time, or 1 at a time, 3 cards. So we got a Zoltanite, another Zoltanite, and oh my gosh, it's exhausted. My shuffling sucks. So oh, that made me cough. I'm feeling so defeated. Okay, but here's the deal. We got a Moonstone and 2 Zoltanites. So, if you look at the recipes, and this is the part that's really time-consuming, you know, we got 1 of these and 2 of those. So if the middle is somehow empty, we could, you know, make something. But I don't think, yeah, we need stuff for the middle in all these situations. Oh, those decks are so... There's 32 cards in that deck. 34, actually. 2 of them being the bad ones. And we ended up finding the bad ones on the second card and the third card of the first time we draw. I mean, my goodness. So whatever it means that my shuffling method is... You know, whenever I stop shuffling, for whatever reason, those cards that I inserted in the middle end up at the top of the deck. Wow. Okay, well, mining site A is also exhausted. There's still 2 more left. And the good news is we at least know where they are. So in the future, we'll find them quickly enough. But yeah, that's a real pickle. All right, his turn is over. And now we move to the rogue, which is player 4. And the rogue is going to do a move. And here you got a 6 and a 1. And the rogue adds +4 to each one, so that's 8. So 7 plus 8 is 15 movement points. And we need that. So rogue is way back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going to go try to take on the Guardian. I know the debate was I still got to worry about that guy, but the Rogue is not the right one. Okay, next up is the Archer. Again, we're going to do a move. So that's 6 plus 6 more for 12. Same deal. And when you're in a chamber, it's just one movement point to leave a chamber. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Archer is going to be able to go this way or that way. And then last but not least is our Paladin. Also doing a move. And he adds 4 to it. So 8 plus 4 is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. He is barely going to get there in time. So we're in a pickle. But I just don't see, I mean, even if that Archer rolls a 6, he's not going to get out of this dungeon. At least I don't think he has enough movement points to get out in this next turn. So, and hopefully he'll roll like I do and get a 1. Okay, that brings us to the end of the hero turns. We really didn't accomplish much. We did get an objective partially completed. So now we move on to the monster phase. So we have 5 minions out there, so there's no new minions that spawn. And we're going to start with Mr. Red. So Mr. Red gets this. We'll roll this just out of default. And one of these. All right, so no raid. It'll go green, which it's going to hurt us. We're going to get spotted. Dang it. And he's moving 4. Plus 5 is 9. And you'll see why in a second. As soon as I can get this camera down, I knocked over our rogue. So he's going to move 9 spaces. He's going to go 1, 2, and then from here he's going to go green, 3, 4, and right here is when we get spotted. So he turns into a raid, and so he's going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's on his way out. The cleric and the mage could take him down pretty easily, but that's something we got to worry about now. All right, the rogue fell over, so I got to pick her up. Okay, next up is the Archer Raider. You don't need to roll either of these, and of course I roll a good one for him. It's a 5 plus 3 is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's getting close. He'll be out next turn. So I have 1 turn to kill him. Next is Skeletal Grunt. Nothing. 6 plus 2 is 8, and then he'll go blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's walking along the blue path. Okay, next is the Cultist of Zool, which is over there. Nothing. Pink. 6 plus 2 is 8. So she's actually right on it, and she's going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got to roll again. green. 8, she's moving towards us again. So she's going to be spotting our knight, who's in a bit of a pickle. And then ogre is up. And so nothing with this. 6 plus 2 is 8, and it's blue. So the ogre is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he doesn't really change directions. Okay, so here's some important thing about the Guardian movement. The Guardian moves from decision patrol point to decision patrol point, quadrant to quadrant, okay? So, for example, he's going to go along the entire path until he gets to the next decision point, okay? And if he spots anybody along the way, then they're spotted, right? But he still follows the path. He just traverses the whole thing in one move. And it's only one of his 3 movement points, okay? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is, first of all, you got to understand that. But the second thing is that this guy is sitting on this point. So if he goes purple here, he's going to end his turn 1 space off. And the rules say that if he's not on one of these spawn points, it costs him a whole movement point just to get on one. Now, the part that gets confusing for me is, well, what does he do if he still has a movement point left when he's here? Obviously, he's not on the spawn point. I think, he might be stuck because he has to wait. I don't know, because you have to be on the spawn or on these decision points to decide where to go next. And because he's chasing heroes, he could be away from a decision point. So it costs him a whole point movement just to get to a decision point. The third way to interpret it, which is the way I'm going to interpret it, is you can move through heroes as part of your movement. So he's only temporarily stopping here to determine which way to go, but he still has a movement point left, so he'll keep going. And if this was his final movement, then he would go 1 space off and stop, and then it'll cost him a whole movement just to move this 1 space back. Does that make sense? If not, ask questions or whatever. But it's really goofy. And then, of course, when he spots a hero, it gets even more nebulous. But there's some good chat on Board Game Geek about this one. Okay, so I don't have to roll to see if he's going to be a raider. We do have to roll we don't even have to roll for his movement. We're just doing this. That's all we're doing. He's moving 3 times. So first roll is blue. So if we come over here, blue is bad news for us. He is going... It's like taking the subway in the Mr. X game, Scotland Yard. He takes the subway. Everybody else takes the bus and a taxi. Okay, he did not spot anybody. In doing that, we don't want him to get purple. If he gets purple, we are screwed. Here we go. Blue, I will take that. So then what he does is he just goes back. Okay, and there's nothing, him patrolling is fully within his rights. And now we got a pink, so he's going to go this way, and this is where he stops, and that actually helps us because now he gets bumped off. And so it's going to take him a whole movement point just to get back on. So it's the exact scenario I just talked about. So very happy about that. That buys us some time to get our heroes together. I don't know what to do about my knight being isolated up there and in the way of that girl, but we'll figure something out. Okay, that brings us to the end. That was only 29 minutes, so we're getting better, a little bit more efficient. When there's no combat, it's not so bad. So let's go to the next upkeep. Afflictions, there aren't any. Unchannel, so the healing spell's available. And then we got to put our initiative tokens out. I think... we're going to go first with the knight just because I want to resolve that situation. Then second, I want to do the mage because I want to see if we can complete our quest. And then third, let's do the paladin to see if we can defeat that archer. And then fourth will be our archer, because if the paladin fails, then we need our archer to go help. And then fifth will be the cleric, who needs to go after the wolf, who just went rogue. And then sixth, pun intended, is our rogue. Okay, so next is the encounter. Environment. So this is going to replace the wolf one, which is good because we're getting ready to have to kill a wolf, right? So this now goes away, finally, although this might be worse. A blood red moon has risen over the dungeon. It's the night of the undead. So +3 to all undead creatures, which of course is the skeletal grunt, but not the orc archer or the guardian, which is the big thing. The guardian is not an undead, so the skeletal grunt's the only undead out there right now, which is good. Okay, so that's done. And then we go to the guardian roll. More are going to be spawning, folks. It's inevitable. Mr. Anderson. All right, I rolled a 6, so nothing happened. And the marker is dropping to 13. Okay, so next is the heroes get to go. So we have our dog. He really has nothing to do. He can pick up the 300 gold from the rogue. Maybe go buy some more stuff. We can actually get some more weapons for our heroes if we wanted. There's really not a big rush at the moment for our dog. Let's just remind ourselves of this. The heroes need to enter a mystery chamber to see what resides within. I was trying to do that. This can be turned in on any celebration day. We get 500 gold for it and 6 life force. So we still haven't been able to do that. We know there's a level 2 monster guarding the one mystery chamber, and the only other one is over here. So we have, we may have to wait a bit before we do that. Okay, still contemplating what to do with the dog. Maybe I should just pick up the gold. Anyways, yeah, the dog's gonna, we can get some torches. That may not be a bad idea. I just don't know if I want to spend money on torches when I should be spending it on something else, like maybe get rings. You know, we need to just keep buying stuff. And maybe we need to get some potions on the dog, so that way if somebody else gets an affliction. All right, let's do that. The dog's going to go 2 plus 6 is 8. And the dog is up here. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then pick up the 300 gold from her and then go 7, 8. Like so. And I'm just going to roll again. Should be plenty to get out of the dungeon. And the dog does. The dog gets out of the dungeon with 300 gold. And I'm going to buy 2 elixirs and a healing potion. And what that'll do for us is the dog can just carry those around. The dog can carry 4 things. And so now we're at least a little closer to being able to, you know, basically he's going to be like those St. Bernard dogs in Switzerland, you know, goes along the ski slope to help whoever falls. So he's got the elixirs that will get rid of the conditions, like poison, whatever, and then has a healing potion which can get somebody out of a jam. And the dog doesn't stay, so we would, basically it's just going to be here. And that's the end of its turn. So now we go to player 1. Ready, player 1. Here we go. All right, that is the knight, and the knight is in a pickle. So what we have here, besides a failure to communicate, is I can't get the camera to, here we go. I'm just gonna have to hold it up. All right, this one is going to end up spotting us. And I noticed that if I go this way, I'm gonna get spotted, but I could go 1, 2, 3 and hide. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna just wait for him to go past. So one of my actions is to move. The other action, I can't do anything. So I think though I can do the what's called enlightenment. So let's see what skills we can possibly buy for him. And my dog's barking. I will pause. Okay, a little quieter now. So this is what I'm thinking of doing. Since he has a second action and we can't allow ourselves to get spotted, I have to hide behind the wall like brave Sir Robin. I was thinking of getting tactical warfare. It only costs 2. Basically, he can spend an essence as often as he wants to re-roll a d6 whenever he's in combat. Or he can get Protector, which absorbs 2 damage. And that costs an essence as well. They're both good. I think this one's slightly better. Although the absorb 2 damage is not awful. You know what? I'm going to get the Protector one. Let's do that. So I will spend 2 points for Enlightenment. We have 3 right now, and so we're only going to have 1 left. And gosh darn it, we need like 100 more of these points to do everything we want to do. But anyways, the only reason I'm doing it is because he had nothing else to do for this turn. And yes, we're hiding like brave Sir Robin there. The minstrel is calling him brave Sir Robin. And there's just no advantage to allowing that minion to turn into a raid minion, especially since there's 2 others that are raiding right now. It's just too much. So we'll just, we didn't waste our actions. It just, I wouldn't have purchased that skill if it was a different circumstance. So anyways, his turn is over. Now we're going to move on to our wizard. Turn 2. So we need to get through and see if we can finish at least the main quest here. He gets a +2 to his movement. So even if I roll 1, it's enough to go into this chamber. So I'm not going to bother rolling. Because you can see here, if he rolled a 1, he gets a +2 to his movement. That's enough to go into this chamber. So that's what we're going to do. And yes, he's going to do it by himself. You know, should I rally her to join me? I can't actually, because she's not second. She actually goes last. So per the rules, that's not even allowed. So anyways, he's on his own. I think we'll do okay. Let's find out. And we got a monster level 1. No surprise there. But it is a champion, not a minion. And we got a Sister of the Faith. And unfortunately, not any of his skills, so that stinks. She has a blackened mind. Before combat, each hero must test Wisdom 10 to negate this effect. On a fail, you lose 1d3 worth of essence. And then also test Chaos Resistance. On a fail, you're stricken with affliction. Now, I'm reading this also to mean that's if you fail, also that 2 things happen to you. It's not test wisdom, and whether you pass or fail, you also test chaos resistance. That's how I'm reading it. If you guys disagree, feel free to say so. But that's the problem with English, is this if-then-else nonsense. I mean, every chip theory games, every one of them has this problem. So, and I don't know why the designers keep falling into the trap. Alter Quest has that problem. Okay, so let's see. What can we do here? We have... we need to pass the wisdom test first. His wisdom is a 3, by the way. He has wonderful wisdom. So unless we roll awful, we rolled a 15. So we passed that sucker even without his 3 bonus. So nothing bad's happening there. But he's going to now deal with some attacks that he doesn't like. So sword, mace, and chaos. He's our wizard. So his sword is a -3. His mace is a +1, and the chaos is a -2. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's roll. Oh, I meant to put it, let's do it like that. Like I mentioned them. So I rolled a 3, so that's going to be first. And then I rolled a 2. So that's second, and that's third. All right, so that's what we're going to deal with. And first, second, third. All right, and so then he has 2 weapons, so we get to attack on 2 of them. His chaos is a -2. His sword is a -3. So we're going to defend with the sword, and we're going to attack with these 2. And both of his attacks have the same damage, so it doesn't matter which sword is or which staff is which. And we're not going to do very well. This is a very difficult battle for him. Out of all the heroes, this is maybe why you should party up. I get it. I don't think the rogue would have helped us, though. She was the only one that could have partied up with us if we would have planned it differently. So we need that, we need the orange, and we need the red. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, there's nothing else I really need to do. I need to hit him 4 times. All right, so we got a 10 for the chaos. He gets a -2, so that becomes an 8. So we take 1 damage. We're gonna die. We're gonna have to run. Down to 7 health. And then for the scepter, we have a 13. And you can see that we only needed an 11. And we actually get to add +1. So this is our really good one, our only good one. So we did 1 damage to the guy. And then our swords, we only got a 9 -3. We took another damage. We're down to 6 health. We could try again. I took 2 damage. At the current rate, I can go 3 more rounds. I mean, 3 more rounds, I could possibly kill this guy. To evade him and get out of the room, I need an 11. That's not easy either. And I do get a +3 to my evade skill. Let's do it again. We've got to kill the guy or girl. All right, we got a 13. -2, we take a damage on the chaos. Yeah, the chaos. We need some miracle rolls for that one. We did get a 12. So the scepter once again hit. So we got her down to 2. And then we only rolled a 4. So we take another damage. So it's following along as we expected. So let's try again. If I could just get 2 hits here. All right. We have a 9 and a 5 is 14. Oh my gosh, we missed by 1. Because I have to subtract 2 from this. So that becomes a 12, and I needed a 13. So we take a damage. And if you look at the red, we take 2 damage. And yes, we damage him 1 more time. So she's up to 3. All right. All right. I can tell you for sure that we survived this, but barely. So there you can see a hit. So we're going to take a damage and go down to 1. And it's only because the scepter is before... Although actually, we got a 16 there. We actually survived defending. but this is as good of a hit. That was an 11 plus 3 is 14. So we definitely did the 4th hit. And boy, that took us all the way down to 1 health. So good thing we got a potion coming from our dog. So we get 2 life force points, which was the big thing I was really gunning for. And then we roll a d20. Let's get that out of the way. Do you see that? Come on. There was a treasure. All I needed was an 8 to get 100 gold. Come on. All right, so we did kill a level 1 champion and cleared the room. So let's see what the quest item is for our efforts. And we got the other bottle of wine. So we just now officially completed the quest. So the Baron's wine is now complete. Okay, so this one, obviously we don't get the credit for it yet. We can give the bottles of wine to the dog, and the dog can run up and hand it in early, or otherwise we wait until celebration day and then we get the rewards then. It's either way we want to do it. But if we send the dog up, of course, we're going to get the 8 life force points, which is huge. But what that allows us to do is, if you recall, we have our level 1 quest here. The main quest is now cleared, so we get to turn that over. We haven't collected the rewards yet, but we cleared it for the purposes of accomplishing our dungeon. We still have the side quest and the Kill the Guardians to do before we can call ourselves done and actually go to Celebration Day. So that's, the mage at least did his job. He's very damaged. We're going to need some of that gold for the dog to help out with. But the dog's going to head to him anyways to get his wine, and we can take the healing potion. So the 2 wine will count as 2 of the 3 items that the dog can carry. The dog, by the way, is allowed to carry as many minerals that you mine as it's unlimited. So if we were able to actually do some mining, we could be sending the dog back and getting all kinds of stuff there, but that's not to be. Okay, so we are done with that. We move on to player 3, which is the Paladin. Okay, so the Paladin, I don't need to roll for movement. And here you can see why. The Paladin gets +2 to whatever he rolls. So even if he rolls a 1, he's going to move +2, and we got to attack that guy and finish it off. So we're going to spend 2 actions fighting it, because remember, you can only do one. It's 1 round of attack. So we're going to get out the Orc Archer here. It's this one. He has no special abilities, but you can see it's a bow, mace, and a chaos, which is not the Paladin's best suited skills. The Paladin gets +2 for the mace, the bow is neutral, and then -2 for the chaos. So we're going to do, however, this gives him a +3 to chaos. You see that? So we actually get a +1 for chaos overall. So we might do that. Let's see. The chaos hits with a 9, this hits with an 8. Yeah. So let's roll. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one's going to be the first phase, and this one will be the second, and that's the third. And we're going to defend with this one and attack with these 2, so I put them up on the board. And the +2 damage sword is going to be using the chaos phase, because it gives me a +3. And so if I hit, I'll do 2 damage in the chaos phase. Okay, the other one does +1 damage. All right, so we only need to hit it once to kill it. So I went through all that trouble, and it's not necessary. So 2 black, 2 orange, All right, so let's do the blue first. We rolled a 12 for the blue. That by itself was enough to, well, we're defending. So we defended against it, so nothing happens. Then we rolled a 13 for the chaos. We only need an 11. We actually get a +1 because of our sword. We do 2 damage to the raider, and we kill the orc archer before it can do any damage. Don't get any life force. We're going to roll. We need a miracle roll to get something, but let's see what happens. I rolled a 5, so no miracle happening today. And obviously a new minion will have to spawn later, but we did stop the raider from hitting the town, and that part is worth celebrating. Okay, so he actually did that all in one turn, so he actually has a turn left. So what we could do is, there's a mining token up there. We could try to go up and see if that's a mining spot. There's a room with a crate over here, which could be bad news, because it might have a level 2 monster in it. Those are part of the seating. And then there's also another mining spot over here. So, and then I'm also noticing that there's a treasure here. See the treasure? There's also a treasure way up there, but that's where the orc grunt is. So, and there's also a treasure down here. So let's try to get some treasures. I would love to go up there, explore that mine, and get that treasure, but that orc grunt is patrolling up there. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go towards the middle here. There's a mine over here to explore, and then there's just a treasure right below it. And that's what we're going to do. So I know there's quest items in the room I'm standing in, but that's a level 2 or 3 quest. We're not going to mess around with that. And let's roll for movement. I rolled a 2. I only get 2 more. It's only 4 movement. So as far as movement goes, we get to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're done. So we didn't make it very far. Now we move to our cleric. The cleric needs to... we got to take out the other raiding minion with the cleric. The cleric could also help against the boss, but we're going to need it to help against the raiding minion. The raiding minion, just to remind you, is right here. The cleric is there, and obviously we don't want to get spotted by the other minion while we're in the process. We do need a lot of movement points to get there, so let's see if we can get there. I rolled a 2. The cleric gets +2, so that's only 4 movement. One, 2, 3, 4. Gonna roll again. And I rolled another 2. So it's only 4 more movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this minion will attack the cleric on its way out. That's a guarantee. Okay, I don't think I've gone with the dog yet. So let's do the dog. I need a token to tell me if I've gone with the dog yet. That's, maybe there is one and I just missed it, but I definitely need that. Because I can't remember. But let's, the dog gets an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's the door? That's the door through. Or we could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's no door through there. There's a treasure chest right here. We need to get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The dog doesn't trigger traps. And then here's the next one. That's another 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get to exchange. So he can't use the healing potion yet, but the wizard has the healing potion. And we're going to give the 2 bottles of wine to the dog so the dog can go hand in the quest. And I think he had 2 movement points left, so there's his 2 points to get back out of the dungeon. And that ends the dog's turn. Okay, so next is 4. That is our archer. I skipped the archer. I did 5 before 4. My apologies. There's no harm in that. The archer is going to... what is the archer going to do? The archer is very good against the guardian, so we're going to move to get next to the wizard so we can party up against the guardian. So let's just do a move. That's a 1 plus 3 is 4. I'm going to need a move again. And there's another 4. So that's 8 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't finish on the spot with the dog, so I guess I'm going to stop there. And the archer will take the elixir from the dog, just because, right? Why not? That'll free the dog up to buy other things. I'm contemplating, should I take both of the elixirs, but the dog is a good errand boy, so... Okay, and then last but not least is the rogue, and we're in the same boat with the rogue. Need it to help against the guardian, so really we're just going to do... it's possible I could maybe get a rogue skill with enlightenment. This is a 4, and then she gets 4 more, so it's an 8. She does get a lot of movement. My question is do I want to try to, for fun, just go into this room and clear out this monster anyways? The quest item is going to be nothing but a blank. I mean, we know that because we got the 2. We know that's a blank. In fact, I'm just going to toss it for that reason. But the real question, though, is do we want to, like, kill the champion, which is very likely going to be a level 1, and just get some life force points and stuff like that. And then it puts me near everybody so we can take on the guardian. I actually think I want to do that. Although there is a treasure chest over here that's just worth grabbing. That might be worth it too. So let's think about this. You know what? I want to do both. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm next to the treasure. So I'm going to pick that up. And let's draw a treasure chest card. Loot. 2 loots. To your surprise, you found a legendary piece of gear. Oh my goodness. Flip over the cards in the loot deck and take the first legendary piece of gear you find. All right. I just realized an error I've been making in this game, which I did use to my advantage. This slicer, which we got from a previous... You have to be level 2 to use it. So I got to turn this over. My rogue no longer has the slicer. I mean, she has it, but she can't use it yet. That's the problem. So we got to pay attention to that stuff. Because what made me think of it is we're going to get a legendary loot now, and that legendary loot is not going to help us. Like, here it is. We got the Ring of Dragon's Blood, and that's an awesome ring. Gives us a +4 and +2 to strength, but it's a level 3 item. So, again, I'm going to flip that over, and let's take another turn. I'm still glad we got it. It's an awesome piece of loot. So this moves 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. So maybe I can give the loot to the dog. I don't know. I'll just carry it for now. But yeah, that ring is an awesome ring, but we won't be able to use it for a while. Okay. That's the end of the turns. So let's go to the monster. As you can see over here, we didn't kill the raider, but we did kill one of the minions, so everybody slides down. And we have to spawn a new minion. So let's do that. We got ourselves a shadow servant, and he's spawning on number 2. And he's blue. All right, so the 2, you would think I'd have these memorized by now. This is 1, the 2 is right here. So just no rest for Mr. Knight over here trying to get some mining done. So that's that. And now we activate everybody. So first thing we do is activate our raider. He rolls a 1, which is good. He gets a +5, so he's moving 6. And he is going to attack our cleric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And along the way will attack us. The cleric is going to spend 1 essence to do a counterattack, because she's allowed to. And the wolf uses the scepter, chaos, and magic. So the scepter is one of them, chaos is another, and the magic is the third. All right, so in this order, the scepter is first, and we're definitely defending on the other 2. It doesn't matter what the order is. This is the one we're attacking in. Because remember, they're attacking us. We can only, even if we have 2 weapons, which we do, we can only use one of them. And I'm going to use our Royal Scepter to attack during that phase, and it gives me a +2. And she gets a +3 because of her own natural ability. So this wolf has 2 health points, so it's going to survive no matter what we do, but we'll at least have it halfway dead, and it's just 2 spaces away from us, so we should be able to knock it out. All right, this was a 7 + 5 is 12. In case you're wondering, the wolf is just a 9, so we definitely hit him for 1 damage. And then as far as the chaos goes, we have an 18. She subtracts 2, but we more than defended. And then as far as the green goes, it's a 12. We needed an 11, and she actually gets a +1 to her green. So she defended, took no damage, and was able to hit it for 1. So he's 1 away from dying. This should not be a problem. However, before any warfare roll is made, the Blackwood Prowler rolls a 1d20. If it's a 16 to 20, it gets a +3. So while we have these numbers still here, we could recalculate if we need to. I rolled an 8, so nothing happened there. So no worries about the Prowler. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Prowler back. His turn's done. He should be, for all intents and purposes, dead. Okay, the Skeletal Grunt. Here's our D10. And here we go. Skeletal Grunt did not go rogue. He's got a 6, and he gets to add 2, so it's an 8. And he's got pink feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not enough to do anything. And he definitely would have spotted us if we would have went for that node. So that's it for him. The Cultist of Zool is the one that's over there by our knight. Did not go rogue. 5 plus 2 is 7, and blue feet. So let's go over here. She's walking this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she'll switch directions next turn, but she's definitely out of range, so she won't spot us. Next is the Orc, which is here blocking the Guardian. Oh, we rolled a 9, but it's still not horseshoes or hand grenades. So 2 plus 2 is 4, and then pink. So he's right on the marker here. So pink for him is going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he will get to that marker next turn. All right, and then we get to the Guardian. So one of its 3 movement is just to do this. Bing. That's per the rules. So now we're going to roll the direction, see where it goes next. And it's a pink. So he went back here. And then we got to roll one last time. And now it's an orange. And so the Guardian actually went all the way to the corner. So it was nowhere near us right at the moment. Next is, I mean, these Guardians are actually hard to hunt for this reason. Next and last is the guy who just spawned. So let's get the D10 out. Okay, no Raider. He's going pink. And it's 3 plus, looks like 3 for 6. Yep, he's going 6 pink. So pink is the direction we, did not want him to go. 1, 2. There's 6 right there. And the center of this can see us. So he spotted us. He just went into raid mode. The good news is he's really weak against swords. So we could probably go in and try to just take him down. So our knight at least gets something to do. But yeah, we got spotted. Okay, that brings us to the end. We're at an hour. We did what, 2 rounds in 1 hour? I guess that's pretty good, especially compared to, it's been longer than that for other turns. All right, well, I think that covers it. So thank you for watching. Stay awesome and healthy and safe. And yeah, we'll see you next turn.